again.
Zach. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of PG-13 with Clara and Zach. I am Clara, and that is Zach. Zach, what are you inking at this particular moment in time?
I'm inking a Wolverine drawing.
Oh, I knew I had misidentified that character initially as one of my favorites from the start.
Started out as Iron Man, and then morphed more into. It started looking like the Hulk, and then came back, and I decided to turn him into Wolverine because they all look the same.
Well, we have now established that your meticulous, like, glorious style is now just sort of a shot in the dark, that you just draw whoever you're thinking of, and whoever it ends up is probably somebody completely different.
Clara, I just love being part of the comic book industry. I think that's reward enough. And that, the joy of storytelling and things like that are just, I mean, come on. People have to put spindles in boxes, and, don't be ridiculous.
That's a very beautiful Iron Man, and I applaud you for it.
It's not Iron Man, it's Aquaman.
It's Aquaman. Okay.
It was Wolverine. And I've decided, out of spite, I'm turning him into the mighty Aquaman.
What? Okay, so
there's more people that read Aquaman every minute than the entirety for all of time that listen to this show.
I don't think anyone is reading Aquaman every minute, statistically speaking. Although that is probably true. Aquaman has been around a lot longer than this show has, so I think they win by default on that one.
It's a guy that's able to talk underwater somehow.
Well,
wears underwear in pants, mind you, in the ocean. Because you know that when you go swimming in the ocean, what's the first thing you don, Clara?
I want pants.
Levi Strauss, right? Your Gap jeans, right?
Yeah, I put on like corduroys.
Yeah,
that's what I want to swim in.
Your full-length corduroy up to the neck with no zipper.
Oh yeah, but not even corduroys made for me, like old man corduroys I got at the thrift store that are like up to my armpits and are like really baggy. Lots of extra fabric to like bunch up and get weird and clumpy in the water.
Yeah, well, I like that. Go on.
It's the grossest underwater experience you've ever had, and
not if you're Aquaman.
Well, I was just going to say, if you're Aquaman, you also wear a bunch of like really heavy looking fish scales, which are going to keep you buoyant, I guess.
Oh man, this is why I'm not successful, Clara. I don't come up with these ideas that last throughout time with these highly dynamic characters where the creators were putting so much thought into them that they would have a legacy that everybody could identify for all of time and eternity. I just don't have that.
Just the idea. You don't come up with ideas like where.
I didn't come up with a guy that can talk and breathe both in and out of water. Somehow I still don't understand how he talks underwater. I'm sure doofuses have explained it's some sort of mind, transfer or something like that.
I don't actually know. I have not heard an explanation on that.
No one cares except for the one queef that's wearing a Aquaman t-shirt right now crying. He's not listening to the podcast. The one person that fell asleep and their face drool hit the button that made our podcast play, this person was on the train next to him in an Aquaman shirt, and now they're crying.
Well, his face drool is what made him dream about Aquaman. He dreamed he was underwater.
Well, no, this is the person that accidentally listened to our podcast is the one sleeping and drooling, Miss Clara.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mixed up the characters in this.
Listening comprehension and serious Aquaman talk.
Yes, this is an
shouldn't have to be explained.
No, I am ashamed and
you young child.
I am mortified that I messed up the Aquaman characters. Yeah, I don't know if they ever properly explain it. Maybe someone.
Oh, I know they do because somebody yelled at me about it once, but I immediately, sorry for knocking my phone, everyone. I immediately forget that and just remember the event that somebody got angry that I was talking shit about Aquaman.
That's
and
funny.
Then I judged them as a monkey.
Aw. Well,
they shouldn't be a monkey.
For them and their
monkey like Aquaman love.
Their Aquaman defensiveness.
I did get asked to draw Aquaman once. Guess
you
what,
do it?
everyone? After this episode, I'm still safe because no one listens to it.
But you've now drawn Aquaman. And he
I
has
can't
horns.
draw. I have drawn Aquaman professionally.
Yeah.
I inked Justice League.
Oh,
I
that's
think it was
right.
Carlos Barbary, who of Deadpool fame, penciled it.
I forgot all about that. I forgot you did Justice League. Yeah, that was a while ago now, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm extremely old, Clara.
You are not, in fact, extremely old, but you do have a very storied career.
I wonder if I'm old enough to be a dad.
I mean, technically, biologically, children of any age.
So I could be on Maury Povich?
You could if you were the father of like a half giraffe monster of some kind.
Oh, yeah.
There's a throwback for us.
Oh, yeah. 2 times when nobody still listened to our show.
Once upon a time, yes.
When no one listened to our show. Yes, I forgot what we're talking about. This is what inking Hellboy's nose folds do to you. Due to one's
brain, they cause you to forget what you're doing. That's okay. I understand. I would be entranced if I was inking Hellboy in any way, shape, or form. So I understand that.
Yeah. Well, have you ever drawn Hellboy?
I never have. I was scared off by all the stories of like how complicated his underdrawing actually is.
Who was telling you that? People that can't draw?
No, or not so much that, but just like how the character design being more specific than you initially realized, like learning the weird Hellboy skull.
It's definitely specific.
Yeah.
Which I think I brought up before, how and why almost everyone fails at drawing this character.
You said Hellboy with lips is the hallmark of that Hellboy.
I definitely shit on that, and rightfully so. Anybody who draws lips on Hellboy should not have a pencil in their hand.
Well, or just they're too interested in Hellboy kisses.
Oh, that's it. Why is it kisses? What other things can we do with our mouth, Clara?
Eat
besides
food.
Masticate.
Any number. Whistling. They're too interested in Hellboy whistling.
There we go. Well done.
Is that what you wanted me to get to?
It's really my only answer that I was waiting for.
Oh, okay. The only thing you ever wanted was for me to talk about whistling. I get you.
We do catch you embarrassingly humming. That's your thing, right? That's your bag.
Embarrassingly humming? I don't think there's anything embarrassing about it. You attribute whatever shame to it you want. I enjoy my little singing.
Oh yeah.
They catch me singing on the live stream sometimes, and they all seem to like it.
Yeah, they're all trying to date you, Claire. every single one of them.
No, not
every single one. Group love.
We totally just jinxed. Not every single one of them.
They're screaming right now other things they can do with their mouth, but no one's listening.
Oh, you're the worst. Oh, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, sort of in lieu of our hit or miss lessons that we theoretically do on this show, a little bit about hair.
Yes, ma'am.
As I'm working on this hair now. Well, first of all, I didn't have quite enough left on the page I'm working on to do for the show. So I broke out this piece I've been meaning to complete for a while. I drew a nice figure in one of my studies recently that I wanted to bring to a finished piece. And so I am working on it now. And it's this pretty lady. And I don't usually get to draw pretty ladies. So this is a fun shift. There was actually a point where I really didn't know how to draw women, honestly, because it was not something I'd had much practice at. So that's a concession.
You didn't have a mirror?
I didn't have a mirror, no. Like, the last type of person I'm going to draw is myself, you know?
We all draw ourselves, Clara. It's inevitable.
We draw ourselves, but it's like, it's abstract features. You draw your hands.
You're saying this Aquaman doesn't look like me?
No, that Aquaman doesn't look like you. I don't know about that Hellboy, but we'll find out when it's finished.
It's actually half Aquaman, half Wolverine.
Well, I just remember when you sent me like that beard selfie that one time. It's like, look how it's grown. And all I could see was just like, that's the nose he draws. That is the nose every character has. Not every character, but like a
pointed Norwegian nose.
Yeah, it's the
one that
an elegant
makes all the ladies not watch the show.
Because we can totally see it. Where even was I going with that? Oh yeah, so we draw sort of our own features, which doesn't explain why I am attempting to draw hair here because I do not have any of it. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I had a friend once
Except for
who
that back hair, that still counts as hair, Clara.
oh my werewolf hair.
Your back goatee.
Oh, okay. I told you not to tell anyone about my werewolf hair. It's very embarrassing.
Yeah. What's embarrassing about it?
Well, werewolves are fake, so it's difficult.
Oh, yeah?
It's difficult to explain to people that I am a fake thing. So it
Well,
presents challenges.
Well, I'll let you get away with that one. Carry on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we draw our own features, and that's where I was going with that. But I was gonna say a couple of things about hair. You handle hair in a couple of different ways that I've noticed.
Okay.
One of the things I already learned from you is how to just like loosen it up, have like loose pieces and make it feel more organic like that. Cause I was very much from the school of like, just draw a clump, just draw a hard shape and pretend that's the hair.
Yeah.
But from you, I learned to break it up a little bit and loosen it up. But you're also in the school of like sort of combining that with the hard shape, which I always find interesting because I struggle with understanding how that works in terms of containment line. You know what I mean? Like, how do you contain this thing that is made of numerous fibers?
Well, I get accused often of drawing all the hairs, which is a misnomer. I imply to your point, clumps of hair. Sorry, doing
Tricky part there.
It's really not. I'm just an absolutely giant buffoon. Ugh.
I need to teach myself nose folds like that. That communicates so much, and I don't really know how.
It communicates that I effed up. What was I saying?
You were talking
mocking
about
something?
No, you were saying you've been accused of drawing all the hairs, but you really just imply. You definitely don't draw all the hairs, by the way. I've known people who do that, and it's insane to watch.
Well, regardless if you know someone or not, I don't. It's falsifiable to say anything other. Not that we need to stand on that stupid hill. Hair. Okay, so hair, I start with the biggest shapes, and then I draw those clumps, and then I break them up however I see fit, depending on light, hair color.
The value of it.
Motion of the wind, motion of the character. So I start kind of, if you turned it up high contrast and then just added a few extruded shapes. And then I just complicate it. If it's dark hair, I go darker. If it's light hair, it's a lot more liney, i.e. Like Scram is where I kind of developed that blonde hair. He and Cola. So I draw big giant wedge clumps that kind of are going to be the majority of where that hair goes. And then I come back and loosen it up by, just adding a few, if the wind's blowing, it's easy. If their hair's messy, even easier. But I always try to add something unless there's a reason you're not.
Right.
Hey, phone. I got a new phone case, Clara, but now this phone is so jacked that I may need a new phone.
Oh, well, it does happen, unfortunately.
Well, especially when you're irritate me to the point where I have to throw it to the moon.
Oh, yeah. I have a long history of making people throw their phones at the moon.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do. It's a weird thing. That was my nickname in college, is moon phone thrower.
Oh. So hair, yeah. So that's basically it. I don't draw just the shape, and I don't just draw individual hairs. I start with shapes and end with some hairs to loosen it up. But that's really all it's for, is loosening the drawing up, and also you can amplify effects, i.e. wind and detritus.
Why was that so funny?
Just because the sentence you used it in before.
I know, right?
So that's why it's so funny.
The word detritus is just very funny.
What a hilarious word.
I know, yes. Welcome to our comedy show.
I'll be here all night.
Exactly. Tip your waitresses. Yeah, I learned a lot from you telling me to loosen it up like that, and I have always really enjoyed hair for movement. Like if I didn't have a character, if the character didn't have enough hair or long hair or whatever, I would give them something else loose, like a long necklace or a scarf or something, or just like baggy clothes to show a lot of movement in the same way that windy hair would.
Yeah.
That's something I always leaned into, that I feel like I learned from trying to get better at hair.
Well, that's the key, is you start off by kind of seeing what other people do, and then you got to eventually figure out your own way.
Exactly.
And most people don't. They just continue copying and then bitch to me about how they just can't make it.
It's a very difficult process.
Maybe. I'll give your statement some credence there. But I hate when people use the word difficult for when they actually mean it's impossible for their ego to actually get in the state necessary to achieve success in whatever their endeavors are.
I understand that. And you especially definitely encounter a lot of that. But I also do think it's valuable to acknowledge just how challenging, self-teaching to this extent can really be. Like it can be a really rough road.
It can be. I've seen it be a very easy road for one person, and even then it wasn't easy. It's an easy road for no one.
Yeah.
So
to
even have that enter your mind is foolish. It's like, why doesn't money fall from the sky
exactly.
along with 100 naked models that love me?
Right, exactly.
And want to do nothing but please me.
Anything worth doing is difficult, right?
Not anything. Eating a popsicle's easy, but it's worth doing from time to time, isn't it? I hate those colloquialisms that just throw like these giant absolutes out.
I guess a better term is like anything worth doing is worth the effort.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. You just fixed a really, 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 really Aquaman level crappy colloquialism.
Aquaman is our new qualifier of crappiness.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aquaman.
Oh, what's he talking to the fish now? Oh, his wife was wearing a dress underwater.
When we all know she should be wearing.
Hey, y'all. Aquaman's wife has a dress. She can talk in water, too. I mean, think.
Did you hear my hilarious joke?
No, I'm in my own world, if you haven't noticed. As the boys that love you will point out that I'm talking over you.
No, well, no one's ever done that. But I was making a hilarious joke about she should be wearing baggy corduroys underwater, because we all know that isn't much fun to
Claire
wear.
Did make worthwhile funny. Thanks for stopping me, retracing your steps, and then holding my hand through it.
All right. Let's try. I had a question I wanted to run by you for a little bit later about a cool thing in your childhood, your globe-trotting childhood. But let's take a stab at a Superfight and see what sort of madness we can get into here.
Sure. So we don't want to waste the story on the 1.5 people listening to our show.
We don't want to waste that.
How the hell do you have 40,000 followers yet none of them watch the show?
I don't know. I mean, some of them do. I think most of the show watchers. Most of the watchers follow me.
Okay, that accounts for 3 of the 40,000.
You're right, but podcasts take a while to get on their feet. We'll see. I'm promoting.
Okay.
I'm doing a better job at promoting now as I'm getting my head around.
There's a show that said Daredevil and Chimichanga, so it's going to get 300,000 views.
You're right. That's how fandom be. Like,
it's grotesque.
You're right. That's the way it is.
Okay. Enough dollars, Zach. Carry on.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let me grab these cards.
So you don't want me to talk young childhood of Viking Zach, scared Viking Zach?
I do very much, but I wanna hold it off till the end.
Very well. Going on.
Played our little super fight here. Okay, so I'm the Illuminati, which is apparently like I'm
every other card. Why don't you reshuffle? We've been the Illuminati before.
You have? Why
one of us has. Maybe it wasn't recorded or something, but the Illuminati's come up in this game before.
Oh, you remember the parts that I don't even remember. Okay, here we go. I am, more interestingly, an electric eel.
Cuckoo.
I can shoot tear gas, so I guess I'm above water. And
Didn't say that.
I have laser eyes. Okay, so this is a very eye-centric electric eel here. So I am a sea creature, and you are you're the Terminator.
Okay.
Good start. You are also on a pogo stick. Which, if canon is to be believed, you stole from a stripper. And you also really have to.
Where the hell are you going to get a pogo stick from if not?
I know, right? Nobody except strippers has pogo sticks. And you also really have to pee, which is not something I knew the Terminator had to do, but maybe you can retcon some kind of reason he would have to pee.
Nice night full of pogo stick.
I just get my pogo stick and my full bladder and gonna go out and do the town.
Well, my last one is full bladder?
No, you need to pee.
I need to pee.
Yes.
Okay, well that's a incongruity.
Well, that's what I said. Like, I don't even know if that's something the Terminator has to do. We're gonna have to figure that out.
I've already figured it out.
Oh, okay. I should never doubt you.
I never said that. You should doubt me with a lot of things.
Oh, well, I never doubt you. All right. I'm an electric eel. Like, I can shoot tear gas and I have laser eyes. All right. I gotta figure out how I'm above. You know what? I'm just gonna say I'm putting my head above the surface of the water because electric eels really can't move on the land at all. So I'm gonna say I'm there's
pretty lazy eel.
There's an isthmus or some sort of rivulet.
An isthmus?
An isthmus. Yes, I said isthmus. How about that? This is the episode where Clara said isthmus, everybody.
Yes.
So I'm swimming down an isthmus, looking for somebody to attack with my tear gas or laser eyes, or maybe I'm just hunting to defend myself.
Wow, what a jerk you are.
I know. If I'm just I don't want to project on your character what your intentions towards me are. So I'm not going to say you just walk up and attack me. So I'm going to make myself just a jerk electric eel. Which
you already told me things though.
That I'm a jerk?
Well, no. There's certain realities in life, Clara, we don't need to speak about. But I'm joking.
I told you too much about my tear gas shooting nightlife.
No, you've already assigned attributes to my character, Terminator.
Oh, okay.
So you said this won't come in use or something like that. What was my final ability? He had to pee?
Yeah, that you had to pee. No, I didn't say it wouldn't come in handy. I just don't think the Terminator is a robot. I just wouldn't think of having to pee being something that would be programmed into him.
But I don't believe you say I wouldn't think. I don't know. I'm nitpicking, aren't I?
That's what this game is for.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
so
you're going?
Here's what I'm doing. I am just a jerk electric eel. So I am slithering down an isthmus with my head poking out. And I am angrily shooting tear gas and laser eyes at all the populace. Basically, I'm coming up a storm drain. Coming up a storm drain because I'm one of those city destroying villains, and I feel unappreciated by the media because I was turned down for a modeling gig, and like the A-list actress who is already cast in this movie.
So you work for like Tucker Carlson or something?
Yeah, yes, in my head, I'm the hottest electric eel in the world. and I feel like I should be on those billboards.
Competing with Tucker Carlson.
Yes, instead of Mary Jane or whatever she was advertising in that one movie where she was on a billboard. Anyway, so I'm furious, and I'm taking my revenge out on the populace by slithering around through the sewers, poking my head up through random storm drains and manholes. Oh, I can go through that little hole in the manhole and just like look around and just like zap a bunch of people. And when they come for me, I can spew tear gas at them. And yeah, I'm just wreaking havoc on this city. It's going to pay for not recognizing my hotness.
Oh yeah.
How dare they? What are you, a full-bladdered Terminator with what again? A pogo stick going to do about this?
So, yes. So after me and the stripper hit it off,
that's right.
We're now both on my pogo stick.
Okay, good start.
I downloaded the schematics for Pogo Mastery.
Oh.
And so I know how to pogo like no man and or woman and or beast has ever pogoed before.
It was legendary.
This is common knowledge at this point, you know. I mean, come on now. But
you mean how to pogo well is common knowledge?
No, that the fact that I pogo well, and not only that, with a series of strippers on my back that I'm carrying.
Oh, okay. All right, I can definitely visualize this.
So me and the stripper are bouncing along.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pee, but because since that's a paradox, the pee evaporates like Back to the Future when he's looking at his hand in the photograph.
Right.
And as the photo fades, you just see a faint image that says Clara loses.
Oh.
That's neither here nor there.
Are you sure that's the reason it evaporates, or is it just because your inner mechanics generate so much heat? It just evaporates?
My story.
Oh, okay.
I could have gone the easy dum-dum, or what they also call the Aquaman route.
Oh, the Aquaman route. Of course.
I talk underwater. Have you seen my pants? I'm crying right now, but we're underwater. You can't tell.
Exactly. That's
Aquaman, are you crying? I'm not crying. I'm Aquaman.
Have
you seen my pants?
If you're trying to hide that you're crying,
My wife has a dress. I'm in the ocean.
Oh, that would feel so gross. Ugh. Anyway, sorry, I interrupted your pogo sticking.
Just like, sorry. So the hooker and stripper. Apologies, strippers.
Yeah.
We're pogoing down the street. We see an eel sticking its head out of a grate that thinks it's doing all these things, but it's actually in a deep state of oxygen deprivation, and it thinks it's doing all of these things. I feel terrible for it. So, what's a good Terminator line? I pogo over to you, and while you're shooting your pathetic eye beams, where in reality you're rolling back and forth, profusely spraying eel poop, while emitting a sound that can only be called the most alarming, cowardly sound ever made in the history of mankind. Yes. Well, that's what have you ever seen an eel oxygen deprived? It's inhuman. So while you're in that state, I feel so bad for you, and because I do have humanity deep in my Terminator soul, to the point where I'm just about to save you, but I noticed that. What do we do with the hooker? I mean, stripper. Well, she could be a hooker too. Ain't hating. She's a hooker stripper.
You can have multiple
that
jobs.
Helps wary time travelers. Every time they transport into an alleyway, you're like, here's your coat. Nice night for a walk. Have a merry day, sir. She likes saying merry day, which is a little disconcerting, but we let it go.
Yeah. She might
so
be
anyways,
from New England.
me and the stripper hooker, are pogoing, and I don't know. What should I do? She's just happy with my pogo heroics and is really along for the ride. I feel bad that you are running out of oxygen.
Yeah.
Deep in my Terminator soul, and I pogo with my extreme nimble robot reflexes.
Uh-huh.
I have crying stripper hooker in one hand, and she's crying that you're alive, and I'm trying to make all of humanity is really.
It's very sad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it gets dark quick.
Yeah.
But
nobody should have to witness a dying electric eel in the middle of a city. It's a bad day. You need some therapy after that.
You really do. So anyways, yeah, I pogo, you know how that from Aliens, the stupid knife stuff where you go in between each finger?
Oh yeah, Mumbledy Pig.
How do you know that?
I know some things. I'm not that young.
You've never been outside of the Corn Palace, but
I've also never been in the Corn Palace, so that's a paradox too.
You're just in the general vicinity, hang around the Corn Palace.
I've never even
doors open. Let me in. Man, we said the door is open. Oh.
You don't know I'm your queen.
So I do that on each grate. Just to throw you on, I have to dazzle whenever I do something because I'm a needy actor in my spare time.
Right. Obviously.
So I have to have an audience. So I make sure that people don't have a way to call me Failure McStinky Nuts. And that's my goal as a Terminator. And so after I do that, that's just to appease the crowds and bedazzle the hooker stripper. Which succeeds. And then I just land on your head, and you die.
You just.
But you had already suffocated, so this is more of just kind of like a ceremonial head stomp.
I mean, it was pretty obvious you were going to win this one because you were literally a killing machine robot. But I do want to say, just as a parting middle finger, I am electrocuting at the time when you stomp on me, so I do electrocute both of you.
I've been a person that's actually caught an electric eel before on a fishing line. They're not that bad. It's like remember like a little 9-volt battery if you get zapped by it.
Yeah, but remember
it was less than that.
You're made of metal, though.
Oh, and electricity.
Yes. Well, I tried.
I'm metal, but I'm just a wound up spring.
I tried to do my last gasp of life.
I respect that. The hooker didn't, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, being zapped on a pogo stick is unpleasant. It takes enough concentration to stay on a pogo
You got to remember, I have rubber handles and soles anyways, so you're desperate zapping.
That's true.
And a rubber stopper on the end, which is great for concaving eel head, they say.
Yeah, we just discovered that. Yeah, it has many uses. Pop that thing right off and take it.
It can also hold the tensile strength of any hooker stripper.
And any giant actor.
That's made of metal. About 500 pounds of metal.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. What do you think Terminator would weigh if he was real?
That's what I always make fun of Wolverine about. How much arthritis would that idiot have? And how does he make blood? But
exactly. Well, that is my question, is how does he make blood? I feel like they could just give him new joint pads,
Almost gotten well, I didn't. The guy wanted to fist fight me for busting a Wolverine, and I eventually got to that question. I'm not going to say which pro that was, but a famous drunken one.
Oh my God!
Thought that blood, the more blood you had. This is an artist, both famous and maybe a little notorious in some circles. Literally was screaming at me drunk in a van that Wolverine is strong because he has lots of blood. Oh, and he didn't understand how.
I mean,
for some way he mistook blood engorged muscle for strength. you know,
I mean, blood
all
is
muscles
definitely
do that, but
yeah, blood is important, but it doesn't equal strength. That's not the
that's
source
what I
of
was trying to explain to him.
Yeah.
And then we got into discussion of blood. Anyhow, how does Wolverine make blood? How
Right.
could it? Does his spleen make extra blood? I didn't
Right.
see them. I'm best there is at what I do, and that's sit here and make more blood.
I know. Does he
Yeah.
get? Is there like a sad side of Wolverine we've never seen where he just has to go get transfusions like every couple of days?
He's in the chair with the poor cancer people I have to walk by when I'm at the doctor, and there's Wolverine. Sorry, my spleen can't work overtime. Chug a lug a beer.
Exactly.
Where's
Yeah.
Jean Grey? Oh, she's dating somebody with a working spleen.
I can't tell you how many times I've been passed up.
Oh, they always like the guy with the guy who can make his own blood.
I can't tell you how many times.
They say they want a funny guy, a hairy, short man, but all the women say that. But in reality, they always go for the guys with one ruby eyeball
and a working spleen.
I
can't tell you how many times I've been spleen shamed because my spleen was not sufficient.
One time I was fighting. When Magneto called me tiny spleen, those are the wounds that hurt the most.
Oh man, when the kids on the playground call you tiny spleen too, man, you'd really never recover from that.
When the blob called me no blood, ooh, that took a while.
When they just yell down the street, "Hey, nice marrow," and I go home and cry because I don't have any.
Jeez, I just love making blood. I'm not even trying to do it.
Well, hold on. Is his entire bones? I thought his bones were just reinforced with adamantium.
On the outside, but the blood most of your blood comes from the inside. So.
Right. Well, maybe it's perforated. I don't know.
Well, I don't remember it saying that.
I mean, to be fair, I probably don't think that was their greatest concern. Was like the children, the small boys who are going to be purchasing this comic when it was first created.
And how does his healing factor heal horrific arthritis in his joints that he has from having metal bones?
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but that one was always excusable to me.
And he'd be like 500 pounds.
Yeah, he would be a real.
How can he move all nimble and everything? Sorry for keep cutting you off.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Your boy toys will attest to.
I don't know. I think they overthought this one. Maybe.
Who did? Me?
No.
Am I a they now?
No. The sources of Wolverine canon, essentially.
Wolverine canon. Well, at least he isn't wearing pants in the ocean. I'm the best there is at what I do, and that's never wearing pants in the ocean.
I mean, he knows full well if he even thought about going in the ocean, he would drown immediately.
That's another funny thing. Have we seen Wolverine swim? He's had to swim at some point in time, right? His buoyancy must be like Data's. That'd be funny. He sinks all the way down. There's the best there is at what I do. And then he falls to the bottom of the ocean. There's Data just, hello.
Hello. Welcome to my ocean. This is my cat Spot.
For some reason, since it's Marvel Universe, he just goes, Excelsior, Wolverine.
Yeah. I feel like Data would have been Data's attempt at adopting the customs, He would just be like,
burn the Midnight Petroleum, Wolverine.
Yes, I am in a comic book universe. I must say Excelsior to people. That will please them.
Angry small mammal.
Angry small mammal. They're not even that small. They're intense, scary.
Yeah, they're like what, 140 or something?
Yeah, they're like they're bulldogish, I believe, in size.
They're a Clara plus a boulder in her pocket.
Oh yes, I did weigh myself like for the first time in like months recently.
You finally get under 250, Clara?
Yeah, I am under 250. I've always been under 250. I remember I was trying to think what the least I ever weighed was.
249 and a half.
And a half, yes. At one point in college, I was like pretty underweight just from but I think I told you that was that was the time, the era where, you know, I was just eating like a college student, and I would have like 2 sardines and call that lunch because I was just like so poor. I had to like save all my money for tuition and stuff. But
Yeah.
I got down to like 122, which is I think the least I've ever weighed, and I looked like a skeleton.
With those size of feet?
Oh yeah, yes, a skeleton with big feet.
So,
You've barely seen my feet. Don't even talk.
But how much did you weigh?
I believe it was 122. Was the least I've
Wow.
ever weighed.
Hey, man, I weighed that, I think, in like the 7th grade.
Probably.
But I was a sprightly, young, stretched out lad.
Did you have the phase where you like shot up real fast and you were just like a tall, skinny guy?
Yes, I was like a gelfin. Still, stripper hookers still were into me, but I was a gelfin.
Of course. Well, I mean, you were the Terminator in this narrative, so it gets confusing.
Come with me if you want to gain weight.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of people who could make that claim. It's very easy to just gain weight in most cases.
Yeah.
I know there are people who have to like work really hard to keep weight on, but that's usually like really young dudes, right?
Well, that was me. I had an accelerated metabolism.
Oh man. Oh, that's right.
Diagnosed.
That's right. You told me how much. Now, does that you don't still have that though, do you?
No, I'm fat and dad shaped, as you like to know, as much as humanly possible.
You are neither of those things, but I didn't know if that's something that was just like
big old flabby dad. Hi, Zach. I was just talking of you.
I
was talking about pancakes falling off a plate and the sound it makes when it hits the floor and the feeling I get, and you're here. And my sensation is no different.
You just told me recently that you got down to a weight I won't name because that's not my business, but you were very proud of that, and I was proud of that too.
I was 975 pounds. I want you to watch my new show, The Learning Channel, My Big Fat Aquaman Life.
Oh. You know what? I'm not even going to play. You are in great shape, but you don't get to whine about it.
Whine about it?
I think you look excellent.
Go on.
Go on. No, go on.
Yes. And my stripper hooker wants to hear more.
She's fascinated. This pogo stick is boring her.
Yes, the pogo life, which she said she would always love, she's grown weary of.
Well, if you'd seen enough dramatic movies, you would know that they always tire of you. No matter how many fancy pogo sticks you offer them, they will always yearn for more.
What, women?
Well, specifically, Superfight hookers from the Terminator universe.
I actually want to make it a guy stripper hooker.
Oh, I was making it that too, but you called her.
Oh, okay, well, good. I hear normal sexist Clara didn't show up. What's up with that? Welcome, Clara. This is a new leaf.
In the movie, he steals because he has to steal like that leather jacket and all that, so he takes it from that male stripper. But then you said she, so I was like, oh, okay, we'll do that. But regardless, I started.
Well, I want to make it she because this stripper hooker goes in and out of gender neutrality into whatever makes the joke funnier.
Oh, okay. Well,
she has a mutant ability.
We arrived at a pretty funny version of it where we just changed the character halfway through, or not halfway through, once the game was over.
Sounds good. I'm glad you let everyone know.
Yes. Everybody go back and listen to the fight again and regender the stripper.
Yes. It makes the story complete.
Because the stripper was the source of the pogo stick.
That being said, my stripper is fully confident and can do whatever she wishes because he's gender neutral now. Awesome. And if there's a party, he's pansexual.
Well, we just developed a much more interesting character in our, again, already over story.
This isn't his story. He's just filling the scene.
Oh, okay. Just populating the background here.
See.
Indeed.
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 I get everyone to say the stupid vernacular I do.
I've been saying indeed for all my life.
Since you met me.
for all of my life. You don't get to claim.
Which is when you met me.
Well, no, it was definitely part of the best parts of my life.
I created you in a lab. You came alive. I reshaped your pig nose and then unleashed you into the world, dear Clara.
Don't tell the people about my pig nose. How dare you? I had it fixed by the same people who put adamantium around Wolverine's bones but didn't leave space for his red blood cells to get out.
My stripper hooker best friend laughs at your inability to accept your body as how you are.
Oh, well, you tell them that I don't even know how to use a pogo stick, so that's a flex for some reason. I don't know.
I've never touched a pogo stick, sir.
I used to know how to use a pogo stick. I used to be that kid. I was actually pretty good at it for a while.
When I was a kid, pogo sticks were a thing. They're not a novelty, you know. We just had sticks and frisbees to play with.
Yeah.
And at least from what I know. But what was I saying? Pogo.
Pogo stick.
So, everybody gather around. Pogo history.
The story of the pogo stick.
I wasn't just born a great pogoist.
I wonder if there are people who do that professionally and what they
There
call
are,
themselves.
man. You can go online and see them doing backflips and stuff, and then like not even their girlfriend's interested.
But what do they call themselves is my question. Are they
I bet it's like extreme pogo, but it's like pogo but spelled differently. It's POG EAUO.
Oh yeah.
X.
Extreme pogo. I was gonna say pogo.
My girlfriend, I couldn't be this level without her dedication.
And she's over there like, who are you again?
I am an FBI pogoist.
You leave Keanu out of this. You know perfectly well Keanu Reeves has amazing reflexes and he would probably be great at pogos. Where was I going? Speaking of childhood, I recently heard from you a story of how you were not a German child spy sneaking into forbidden lands.
Yeah, I don't know if have I told this before? I don't know which shows I've said this on.
I don't remember hearing this story before. It was fascinating about getting on the wrong train and everything. Well, don't let me take it from you.
Well, let me do it. It's probably a longer story, right? So let's save that one for next time because you had all this asexual stripper hooker talk.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, pansexual. Sorry, everyone.
All this pogo stick context is
If it doesn't involve my penis, I don't really pay attention. I'm just going to be honest. So whatever you identify with, the more the merrier, man. Happy for you.
That was the most. If it doesn't involve my penis, I don't really pay attention.
There you go. This is reality, humans.
Every dude I've ever
Not
met.
every dude, but most, yes.
Most of them, yeah. Oh god.
Not stripper hooker boy.
No. Ironically, he's the only one that doesn't care.
As long as he gets to see Tucker Carlson in time.
As long as he gets to do his pogo stick performance.
As long as Wolf Blitzer's paying attention. He's reporting in the Situation Room.
You see
What's the situation, Wolf?
The situation,
Sorry.
Wolf?
Today the government failed again. The end. Rattle, rattle, rattle.
It should be called the Situation Wolf.
The Situation Wolf. Hi, I'm Situation Wolf. Today's news is meat everywhere.
Remember,
but should you dine?
Do you remember?
Tune in at 11 o'clock, or when does Wolf do his super important, all-important show on tornadoes and war?
I genuinely have no idea. I haven't turned on...
You're not a Wolf guy?
No, I haven't turned on a television in I don't know how long.
You just stare at pictures of Tucker Carlson?
No, I am a...
Tucker, where's your bow tie, Tucker?
Where is it? Oh, that voice grossed me out. Ugh. I went like full Harley Quinn for a second there. I did not like that.
Tucker.
I did not like that coming out of my
Hi,
face.
Tucker.
Hi.
Seriously, Tucker. That was a great white nationalist show you put on.
Why don't you go back to the pogo sticking? I thought that was hot.
Wow, you really typecast our heroes trying to liberate them, and you're just throwing them in a box, Clara.
No, that's
Get in the box, stripper hooker.
That's just
this is a Quentin Tarantino movie.
No.
Get in the box.
I'm not being that. I'm a completely new character.
In Quentin Tarantino movies?
No. I mean, I guess if you want. Sounds like something he'd do, but like what was it? When I was watching I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with my parents, which was an interesting decision. But well,
you never told me that before.
I did. I told you when I was explaining to you that my parents were not as conservative as you feared. I used the metaphor that I watched Tarantino with my parents, and that calmed you way down.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I watched Once Upon a Time.
Was I smoking crack that day? No,
you weren't. But your brain was probably very full of important things like art, so I understand.
Good to go.
Burp skis. Where was I even going with that? Oh, but what ended up happening was it was a good combination because they are not true crime nuts like I am. So I was explaining to them which parts, were true of the Manson story and which parts were, Tarantino had added. But
once I heard Bruce Lee got beat up in it, I decided that's going to be one Tarantino flick I don't watch. Even though there are stories of him getting manhandled.
I mean, you can't.
He was a 135-pound man, for F's sake.
Yeah.
I could bump into him and knock him over.
Yeah.
Not that he isn't one of the first real MMA philosopher and amazing athlete and all that stuff. I don't want to take away. I absolutely love me Bruce Lee.
Good. That's wonderful. I mean, this movie poked fun at everyone equally. I feel like.
Yeah. Well, good for them. I'll never see it because it doesn't fantasize about Bruce Lee like I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we know.
Brad Pitt beating up Bruce Lee.
My gosh, though, Brad Pitt looked. Man.
Like Brad Pitt? Was he hot?
He was ridiculously hot. It was stupid.
And he's old as a dad. What's up, Clara?
He is a dad.
Oh, yeah? I forgot he had sex.
Yeah. He has like a
breaking news.
I know.
Brad Pitt gets women naked and sometimes completes his biological journey with them.
But where was I? I had a point I was making. Yeah. We got to the end of it and we're watching the credits and I'm just sort of musing out loud like, I wonder what happened to old Tarantino that he's so horny for revenge. That he just keeps making these revenge movies. I mean, he's good at them. I like them. But like at a certain point you got to ask yourself,
darkness?
Yeah, what darkness befell? And even as I'm saying this, I realize, like, oh, wait, his name is Quentin. That alone probably would give you enough rage fodder for...
And he has a square face, squinch face,
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't have the easiest time in school.
No, he couldn't have, especially with his weird...
Because I'm utterly good looking and I had trouble in school, Claire.
Well, I believe that completely, both parts of it. But yeah, so that is my theory now about Quentin Tarantino is that he has name teasing rage.
Well, I know people that have worked with him and actually partied at his house, and I knew some things.
Did their feet escape unscathed?
It does worse than feet.
Oh, okay.
But again, when you hear Hollywood actors telling stories, you don't know where the truth starts and ends.
Right.
That being said, it seemed pretty graphic that the girl was involved in something.
Oh my goodness.
That me and all my stripper hooker glory found horrifying. But that being said, I'm also pro-freedom, unlike you, and I wish him the best because he just makes all great films except the one time he beat up Bruce Lee.
I love his films. I think he makes some amazing stuff. But
yeah, I watch a lot of them while I work.
Did you see Planet Terror?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love Planet Terror so much. That is in my top 5. I love Planet Terror, but I found it very.
Surprisingly, one of the best movies I've probably seen in the last 20 years.
I agree. It's like really good, and you have to just like. Oh man, it's so good. I don't want to give too much away, but
like totally,
huh?
Like totally,
like totally,
like for real.
So many smart decisions in that movie. So just it's an adorable movie. Like you can really feel the
there's heart in it, which
you feel
is usually lacking in movies.
Yeah, but like he did it out of love. He did it out of love for these old, grimy grindhouse films, and you can absolutely see it. It's just delightful. It just pops off the screen, and it's just perfect. And there are still decisions from that movie that make me laugh every time I see it. It's just like, why did you like the fact that you chose this is so.
Wait, which one was Planet Terror? Is that the one with the zombies?
That was the one with the zombies, and Rose McGowan has the.
That was director that I did Machete for.
Yes, that's right. That was Rodriguez, but I think they were a set. That and Death Proof, which was directed by Tarantino,
correct,
were a set together. They were a double feature.
Which that was pretty good too, but
Planet
Terror again just had heart. It wasn't just you're waiting for something to happen and to Planet Terror just had. You wanted them to win.
Yeah, you really did.
And I'm not normally that filmmaker's a huge fan of the movies he's made, though he's made some good ones.
Yeah, they're usually fun. I will at least say that about Rodriguez. They're usually fun.
And they have heart. All his characters always have heart. That's what I think's missing from, I don't know, humanity.
I was just always amused that Tarantino so willingly played the rapist in that movie.
Yeah, he solves casting, right?
Yeah, he knows what side his bread is buttered on. Like at a certain point, you got to lean in, right? If you're kind of a weirdo, you may as well.
My favorite is when he when he was doing the Django and he started getting like a black urban accent for. Like he'd be sitting next to Samuel L. Jackson and just saying, "Yo, you know what I mean, yo?" And it's just like, yeah.
What? Was that
look it up it's for the Django. He's on BET and he completely changes his voice. He's like, "You know what I'm saying?" and stuff.
Oh no!
It is horrific. It made me feel better about myself, and I absolutely hate myself.
Well, I think we brought this up on the show before. Some people really
hating myself.
No, how some people really struggle with not picking up accents or speech inflections.
But why change your voice? I've never been on his level, obviously, of interviews. But you'd think this late in his career, it wouldn't, because I could understand you're nervous and blah, 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 but I just don't see nerves as part of the issue.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I'm going to find that video for you. People, go look it up. It's for the movie Django. You can even see the people starting to get weirded out around him. So go see Double D Django. One of my favorite movies. The girl hero in it, her boobs get free at the end.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, Double D Django.
Oh man, I did
Django.
Yeah, Tarantino's a polarizing character.
Holy crap, can he make good stuff, though?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's arguing that he's a polarizing character, though.
But please let my myths be, sir. Don't dispel my fantasies by beating up Bruce Lee.
I'm sure he lost a fight. Like I said,
I already told you he probably was. He couldn't have survived. Now, he was an amazing athlete and entertainer and philosopher, but there's no way he could have beat up any professional fighter today, because things do evolve and sports do evolve. But he he was an athlete and instructor and philosopher more than he really wasn't a fighter that I'm aware of. Not that he hasn't been in fights. I'm not saying that either. It's just there's a difference. And movies aren't real, so quit saying they are.
Movies aren't real, everyone. You heard it here. I don't know if you knew that or not, but hey.
Breaking news.
Exactly.
So we're gonna dirty up Hellboy because I'm bored.
Well, I have
with
an
it.
excellent cure for your boredom if you are interested in hearing it.
Let's do it, young lady. Wee lass, child.
Okay, here it is.
Wee little child lass. Tell me.
Tis I. Here it is. We've reached an hour if you would like to wrap this up.
Oh, that's the best news I've heard all day.
Congratulations. Oh, I dropped it again.
Well, there we go. Here's my Hellboy. It exists.
I think it looks lovely.
Well, that's why you're fired.
Oh, okay.
No disagreeing with me.
Okay.
And that's about it. How's your piece? Your hair looks nice.
Oh, thank you. So does
Hard
my
to talk about hair when I'm not inking it. I mean, Wolverine does have hair. It just doesn't, there's not a lot of it.
Yeah, it's just on his face, but it doesn't matter because he's underwater right now.
I gave him Aquaman's eyes, though, so.
He's underwater talking to David.
And I gave him Aquaman's trench coat.
Okay. You gave him Aquaman's corduroy pants.
I like, Aquaman, he had horns when he was born, and he cuts them off, shaves them.
Well, sea creatures are well known for having large, like, double horns on the fronts of their head. So, yeah, that's a common thing.
Enough of your sex life, Clara. So, you're freaking people out.
I know too much about sea creatures. It loops back to...
Don't even get me started about sea cucumbers. We'll be here for hours.
Electric eels.
Krill? Well, I'm not there.
Krill? Oh, krill is for really...
You didn't hear it from me, but they're in defeat.
Krill are great, but you need some good baleen.
I went to a krill Hollywood party.
The whole room smelled like fish. It was disgusting.
That being said, that's most rooms I'm in, but that one particularly was up. Because it smelled more like carp, and I'm cod. Yeah,
I just don't go for carp. Carp was when I was in college. I'm grown now.
Yeah. Can a person evolve?
Enjoy your krill.
Good sir.
Oh gosh. Oh, my face hurts. Oh.
Well, stop hitting yourself.
Oh.
So, have you ever read a Hellboy comic?
I have indeed.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's my only question.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we got that sorted.
Let's end this so fans can, I'm sure after listening to this, they're going to beat their face with a hammer. So we will let them do that.
That's their right.
Hey, you beat whatever you want with a hammer as long as it's attached to you.
Yes.
And or Aquaman.
Yeah, that's also allowed.
Because Aquaman only gets off when a hammer's involved.
Interesting. That's not really a nautical theme, but, it's not like he has to make sense. We've established that.
Is he a one-note man, this Aqua being?
Yes,
he is. Trying to overly simplify him. Huh? Is he a trope? Huh? Yeah. Yes. Can he wear some besides scale pants? Maybe he wants to wear a dapper scale suit.
Maybe.
Okay.
He can do whatever he wants, but I am not going to stop him.
Quit trying to stop Aquaman. That's actually a song. He sings while you're beating him up.
Real slow like that. You're like, punch. Like,
stopping
Aquaman.
All I wanted to be was a fish creature in the sea.
I'm just a huge hippie that wanted to talk to fish, and now you're making me punch people.
So my wife wears a dress underwater. Can we just get past that?
Does he actually have a wife?
He dated some broad.
Okay.
Aqua broad.
Oh, fancy.
Except for that dark time when they're questioning on Epstein's Island when they found him with Aqualad.
Oh, no.
But he said he only got back rubs and he kept his pants on.
Oh, his spangly underwater pants.
Yes, it's called going full Clinton.
No, his bunchy corduroys. Dude, you know what made me feel super old the other day? I saw the trailer for there's like a Lifetime type movie about the Lewinsky scandal now coming out. I freaked out because it's like I am old enough now for history to be something I remember happening.
Huh. How is that, young wee lass? How's that feel?
I'll manage.
Yeah?
But it was definitely a moment. It's like, huh, wow.
And now it's this time?
But also lately,
So are you a mommy now?
What?
Are you a mommy now?
No, I'm not.
Because you're old, you're not a mommy?
No, I'm not. Not planning on it.
You're not a mommy?
No, I'm not. I'm positive.
So the age didn't make you a mommy?
No, it didn't. I'm 100% sure.
Oh, man, all my philosophies are wrong, Claire.
Oh. You play that card all you want.
I will. No one knows what we're talking about.
I know.
The F's I give are 0. Please rate me at the F's I give are 0.
Yes. But I think that's it. I think that's everything I got. I complained about being old. We talked about Aquaman. We complained about Wolverine not being able to have blood, and blood doesn't make him strong because that's not how muscles be. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You know, there's pros here in comics that don't understand basic biology.
That is, so, if you're doing superheroes,
and are willing to drunkenly fight over it. And I mean fist fight.
I mean, I'm sure the alcohol did not help. If you're doing superheroes, I almost feel like in many cases it's advantageous to not understand anatomy that great, or not anatomy, but like biology that great, because superheroes...
Objective reality?
Yeah, they always defy basic biology.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But I'm going to reject it because it diminishes mine.
Okay, that's fair. That is fair. And you do have a good point that
Can I be in the government now?
No, you cannot. Get out.
Shoot.
You have a better shot at life by not being in the government. But regardless, that was a very...
Should I let the FBI know, Clara?
Why? What do you think I know?
I don't know. You said you have a better chance of being alive if you're not in the government. It sounds like an ominous threat.
I'm not threatening people's lives. I said you have a better shot at life, as in like a better life if you're not.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant. I wasn't saying
FBI clarification from Clara.
Clarification, Clara. Yeah, that was all. But
my stripper hooker still was up and coming on Clinton Island.
Yeah.
What was it called?
It was Epstein Island.
Oh, Clinton just rode on his jet 27 known times. Sorry. Forgetful me, leader of the free world. I forget these things.
Oops.
Anyways, Monica Lewinsky.
No, that was all of it. I was just saying that
poor girl.
She's a producer on this movie, so I think she's doing okay.
Yeah, I bet she'd trade it all in for one salient moment, not being wooed by a fat Southerner.
I mean, she wanted to be in government anyway, so she's probably happy with where she ended up ultimately.
I don't think anybody deserves what she got, but no.
Probably not.
It's what she was doing for this terrible man in abusing his position. Anyways, more fun with Zach and Clara next week.
Yeah.
On taking advantage of young women talk, i.e., hey, isn't that a comic book superstar?
Oh.
Next time, on the next episode you will not be listening to.
It'll be us again.
Clara and Zach talk to each other, and Clara tries to avoid Zach's grumpy attitude. So Clara and I have a lot of fun things on the horizon, despite me being a pissy pants, and it doesn't matter because no one listens to this. Clara, I want you to know.
Yes.
Please let your mother know I'm sorry.
I will do that.
Mrs. Clara Meath, or Mrs. Clara Moms Meath. I think as she goes by.
Yeah.
And I think this is the end of the show. I want to give a big apology to everyone that mistakenly watched our show. If you got to this far, you're probably dead, and your dog is learning how to dial 911, so nothing else matters. Carry on, Clara. Take us out.
You are very welcome, everybody, and you have a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening.